To the north, south, east, and west are all zoned Old Town mixed use and developed with single family residences.
All right, welcome to the City Council regular meeting agenda for Monday, July the 14th, 2025 at 6:37 p.m. Invocation and pledge. If you would just mind standing, remove your caps. We're going to have an invocation by Mayor Pro Tem Byram, followed by the pledges by Councilmember Koza. All right, with that, we'll move forward in our agenda. Roll call and certification of quorum. Madam Secretary, I'll certify we have a quorum present as all members of the council are present with the exception of Member Patel, who is absent for tonight. With that, we'll move to citizens' comments. I believe we had three comments presented for general comment, correct? Mayor Pro Tem will call your name. If you'll go to the podium in the back, give us your name. No longer have to give us the address. I think we have it on the record. Just give us your name. You see the clock up on the wall there. You have 3 minutes to speak, and we welcome you tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. David Tilbury, if you'll make your way to the podium, and again, state your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes. Thank you for being here.
Well, he can do 5 because he's speaking.
You get 5 minutes, actually, since you're speaking on behalf of the association.
Thank you, Mayor Cole and Council. My name is David Tilbury. I'm the president of the Pearland Professional Firefighters Association. Tonight, I speak to express my deepest gratitude on behalf of our association, and more importantly, the family of Firefighter Russell. The recent passing of our brother in service was a profound loss to all of us, and the support we received from this city, its leadership, and its staff was truly extraordinary. I want to extend a special thank you to City Manager Epperson and his staff, as well as to the fire chief and his staff. From the moment we began to navigate this tragedy, your outpouring of support ensured that we were not alone. You made it possible for us to honor Firefighter Russell with the dignity and the respect he deserved. Chief Taylor and staff were there for us every step of the way, supporting every request we had. Chief Taylor would not have been able to support those requests without City Manager Epperson standing behind him, supporting and empowering every decision he made. Most importantly, the Russell family asked me to stand here tonight and express their personal thanks. From day one, they felt surrounded by love, by guidance, and by a department and a city that showed up for them in every way, from planning, supporting, and simply being there so they could mourn without any additional burden. The eulogies delivered by Mayor Cole and Chief Taylor were deeply moving. Your words had a lasting impact on everyone in attendance and brought comfort to a grieving family and department. Thank you both for sharing from the heart and honoring our brother in such a meaningful way. To the members of the City Council and staff who were able to attend the service, your presence mattered. It reminded us all that we are one community and that when one of us hurts, we do not face this hurt alone. On behalf of the men and women of the Pearland Professional Firefighters Association, thank you for walking with us in one of our darkest moments. Your compassion and leadership were a light, and we were forever grateful. I also got a message from Terry Russell, Wesley's mother. She asked me to read this also. On behalf of my family, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to the members of the Pearland Professional Firefighters Association for your support and kindness during a profoundly difficult time. Your compassion and presence meant so much to us as we navigated through a painful loss of my son. We would also like to extend a heartfelt thanks to City Manager Epperson and his entire team. You were truly wonderful throughout this process, and your care and assistance helped ease our burden. Additionally, we are deeply grateful to Dr. Gina Dunkel, Firefighter Gibberman, Chief Taylor, and David Tilbury. Your warmth, love, and kindness brought us comfort when we needed it the most. You each hold a special place in our heart for the way you helped us make it through this deeply sad and emotional time. Finally, we wish to thank Mayor Cole for the kind words you shared at my son's memorial. They touched us deeply and will be remembered always. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for all your support, compassion, and friendship. With love and appreciation, the Russell family. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Tough day for everybody that day.
Yeah, it was.
Bill Baldy, make your way. State your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Bill Baldy. I'm the president of the Wesley Civic Club. I'm here on behalf of several of our members that have contacted me in concern about an Airbnb out there in our neighborhood. I know it's not considered a business according to some people, but when you have a business that is owned by a company, a LLC company that has 5 rental properties throughout the areas, that's a business. I'm sorry, but it's a business. If it's a business, it needs to be zoned as a business. Instead, it's in a residence. I know there's a court case, and it's Carr versus Timberwood Park Owners Association that went through the Texas Supreme Court. But it basically ruled that the court clarified that the residential purposes refers to the type of structure, a single-family home, and it's used for living purposes regardless of the length of stay. It doesn't say anything about a party house. And that's what this one has developed into. If you look on Airbnb.com, it has an advertisement on that. They have 2 pickle courts, a basketball court, a swimming pool, and a hot tub. That's not a regular house. I'm sorry, but it's not. During the 4th of July, we had over 12 vehicles parked at that place. A lot of big party going on. It's not a residential living. I'd like to see something done about it. If nothing else, zone it as, make them go as a zone for commercial property. That's what I'd like to see on something like that, if they're gonna do that kind of stuff. Another thing we have out there is we got high grass out there. At 3905 Metal Arc next door to it. Grass, the code says 9 inches, what Pearland's code says. This is well over 9 inches. On 1128, we have a lot of lots up there that are 3 foot, 4 foot tall. Nothing's being done about it. Are we gonna stick to the code or not? That's what it's for, isn't it? Make them cut it? I'd like to see it done. Also, we appreciate the ditches that y'all dug out for us, but some of them are really deep, and we got a lot of elderly people at them. Me, I'm able to mow mine, but there are some people that can't, so we got a lot of high weeds in the ditches out there. Can we get something done about that? I know we're supposed to be responsible for it, but when you can barely walk, you can't get down in those deep ditches. Is there a possibility? And I know the roads are up for discussion. I think there's 3 things that they're trying to look at on it, but a lot of people are asking about the roads. They're getting really bad out there. I've almost broke my ankle twice just walking around at night out there, and I'd like to see a little more done on that. And also, I want to thank the city for sending some people up there to the hill country to help our fellow Texans. Very generous of you. We appreciate that. I wished I could go up there and work, but my knees and my legs won't let me. I'm sorry about that. Thank you very much.
Bill, as a former firefighter, you've done your time. So, yeah, so I appreciate your heart in that. Our city attorney, Darren Coker, can also meet with you outside just a little bit. In just a minute, we can go through that. And whether Lorenzo or Eric tonight, we can give Mr. Baldy a schedule on what we've got planned for West Lee Streets. That way they can have that to take back to their community. So, that way we can get you some answers tonight, Bill. How's that? Try to get you some answers tonight. There you go. I think we got one more.
Last, we have Olivia Torres.
There she is.
You can make your way to the podium, ma'am, and you have 3 minutes to speak and state your name for the record.
My name is Livia Torres. Good evening.
One second.
Could we help her with the mic, please?
There we go.
My name is Livia Torres. Good evening. This will be short and sweet. I am here to talk to you about the recreational center on Bailey Road, okay? We, when I say we, I'm representing like maybe 40 women that are my age and older. So we go there every day to the swimming pool. We use it as a therapy. However, many times the swimming pool is not hot. So I am here to enlist your help because I have sent Ms. Capers, who's in charge of Parks and Recreation, notes about it, and I talk to people in there, and we're not getting much help as to why is it that the swimming pool is hot today, and it's hot for 2 or 3 days, and then it's cold again. We need warm water in that swimming pool. That's why we go there. So if you guys can help us get some answers or maybe put the money to good use, because every time a pump breaks down, then, we're without hot water and the pump works for maybe a couple of weeks and then we're out of a pump again or no hot water for whatever reason it is. So I am asking you guys to maybe check up and see what is going on there that we cannot have hot water in that pool on a regular basis. There are some ladies there that are older than I am, and they are in worse shape than I am. So they come in, they can barely walk. Once that water is cold, they go back home. Some of them have been dropped off. Then they have to wait to be picked up again. They have just wasted time because they can't get it in that cold water in the pool. So please, if you can help out, we would really appreciate that, okay? Thank you so very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate those comments.
Thank you, Ms. Torres, and I'm sure we'll get an update from staff on that, so I appreciate that very much. Does that conclude? All right, that concludes our citizens' comments. With that, we'll move forward in our agenda. Mr. Koza, would you please present the consent agenda items A through I with the exception of E and I?
Certainly, Mayor. Consideration and possible action of the consent agenda items A through I with the exception of item E and I. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This is consent agenda. Madam Secretary will call for the vote.
Member Koza?
Aye.
Member Carbone?
Aye.
Member Chavia?
Aye.
Member Cade?
Aye.
Member Fernandez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Byram?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
All right, with that, we'll move to those items removed from consent agenda. So item E, Mr. Koza, would you present that, please?
Yes, Mayor, consideration possible action, resolution number R2025-112, so moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. So this item is for the final phase of renovations of the train depot next to City Hall here. The project actually ensures that everything in there meets the American with Disabilities Act. It provides an accessible entrance, and then takes the existing restroom area and completely redoes that area, as well as the break room that's there, and then divides up some of the office areas, all in the plan to accommodate the communications department. So at that point, the communications department will move out of City Hall over into the train depot, and that's the space we're using to stand up the customer experience team. Here at City Hall is where communications currently is. So we went through a process of bringing in multiple contractors through a cooperative purchasing agreement, and had all of them walk the project, as well as review the plans and provide proposals. And the lowest proposer is Construction Masters, a local company, and we recommend awarding to them in the amount of $147,057.15.
All right. With that, we'll go to Mr. Koza. You pulled this.
Thank you, Mayor. Trent, I just pulled this for reasons for the public, both here in chambers and anybody that's watching. Could you explain what PEG funds are and how we receive those funds?
Thank you, Councilmember Koza. That was actually in my notes here, and I skipped that part. So this is funded by PEG funds, which is Public Educational and Governmental Funds. So those are funds that the city receives through franchise fees with the cable channels where our local city channel is carried. So those funds come in. We had set aside dollars through that funding source to do this work. We can spend those dollars on capital expenditures associated with the communications department and our public education channel and governmental channel. So that's how this is funded. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. The last time, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, we had some work done. It was in about the $300,000 mark, and I had people texting me during the meeting saying, bulldoze it in if we're going to spend that type of money. And I just want to make sure that everybody understands this is not coming from your property taxes, sales tax. This is a separate tax that's hit up through our franchise fee in the city, and it is very restrictive in how it can be utilized. So just so everybody understands and knows. I appreciate that description, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments from council? Yep. Mr. Carbone?
Thank you, Mayor. So it looks like the budgeted amount was $304,000. We're awarding $147,000, and the other two contractors were closer into the budgeted amount. Any reason why this one came in so much lower? Not that I'm complaining, just wondering. There wasn't any scope or anything in the packet.
Now, I believe we would have gone back to the contractor and confirmed the scope and the work, and not sure if we've got anyone from purchasing or, there we go.
Yeah, go ahead and go to the mic real quick. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Michael Langley, a senior project manager with Capital Projects. Yes, sir, we did go back to the contractor and confirm that all the scope was covered and made sure that they had everything in their bid.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, they're good contractor, local. They've done several projects with us like this before, so good to see them bidding on it. With that, Madam Secretary, call for the vote.
Member Koza?
Aye.
Member Carbone?
Aye.
Member Chavdilla?
Aye.
Member Cade?
Aye.
Member Fernandez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Byram?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
All right, Mr. Koza, if you would place item I on the table.
Yes, Mayor. Consideration possible action, resolution number R2025-97. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. This item is a contract with multiple vendors, or being awarded to multiple vendors based on the bid results for our unit supply contract that supports our water and sewer operations, providing fittings, couplings, and valves. The total estimated annual award is estimated at $435,000. These are unit supply contracts, so we only pay for what we actually utilize. We bid, we've got, I believe it's like 38 sections of different parts and supplies that we use. So we section them out, and then we're able to award those sections to the particular vendor that provides the best value. And so that's why you see that we do award this to multiple vendors, including Ferguson Waterworks, $40,000, Frontline Waterworks for $60,000, Coburn Supply for $165,000, and Core and Main for $175,000.
All right, with that, we'll start with Ms. Cade. You pulled it.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I guess it just was, the amount has gone up each year so much. Why is that?
So I think there's a couple of reasons behind that. Of course, the work fluctuates within the water and sewer realm, just depending on what's breaking and what has to be repaired at the time. But we've also gone through a phase of pretty high inflation on the different types of parts and fittings in certain areas. And so we actually had a couple of contracts where we did have renewals remaining in those contracts, but because of the inflation on those materials, the suppliers requested a higher than the CPI index that our contracts allow for those renewals. So we did not renew those, and we've had to go back out to the market to bid those out. And we're seeing some of those additional costs reflected too, as well as catching up on, some of the work where we were going through that process of rebidding.
One of them, it said the verbiage was different. Did that matter? It said parts, fittings, and valves instead of, what was that other word coupling? I don't guess it matters.
I think, we're awarding this as a unit supply contract. The actual units and are identified through the contracts by the bid tab, and so I'm comfortable we've got it covered.
All right.
Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for the vote.
Member Koza?
Aye.
Member Carbone?
Aye.
Member Chavia?
Aye.
Member Cade?
Aye.
Member Fernandez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Byram?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
All right, thank you for that. We'll move forward in our agenda. Public hearing number 1. Martin, are you leading the charge tonight?
Yes, sir, Mayor.
All right, if you'll just put the reason for the public hearing on the table and then move into staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. So for this first public hearing, this is a request by Cody Rogers, ALJ Lindsay, LLC, applicant, on behalf of Presidio Equities, LLC, owner, for approval of a conditional use permit for food sales on or off-premise use within the light industrial district. This is approximately on 0.8278 acres of land, generally located at 1818 Main Street. So quick summary, this is for a coffee shop that is 2,278 square feet. Council may remember that they had previously approved a conditional use permit for a chicken restaurant. That applicant has gone away. There was a condition within that previous approved conditional use permit that said that the building had to be in kind and like with the submittal. Since this is a coffee shop and not a chicken shop, the design didn't quite work out. So that's why you're seeing this as a revised conditional use permit. Staff sent out public notices and had no public comments. And then to give you a general scope of the area, this is at the corner of Rice Dryer and Main Street. Surrounding uses include fast food restaurant, brewery, a multi-tenant retail, a car wash that's currently under construction, and then some undeveloped properties. Taking a look at the future land use plan, this is within the commercial center, and this restaurant use matches and is appropriate within that future land use commercial center category. Here we'll take a look at the site plan. It's generally what you would expect to see for a typical automotive facility utilizing a drive-through. And then here you can see the proposed landscape plan and their facade renderings. So in staff's analysis, this meets all of the criteria for approval of a conditional use permit. It's in line with the comprehensive plan, thoroughfare plan, and other surrounding uses. With that, staff recommended approval to the Planning and Zoning Commission with the condition that the exterior building facades shall be developed in substantial conformance with the materials as depicted in the renderings. With that, P&Z voted 7-0 to enact staff's recommendation and maintain that condition of approval. And with that, Mayor, we'll pass back to you. Just remember that this would need to have the amended condition added to it.
Perfect. All right. Is Cody Rogers available? Do you have a presentation or just here to answer questions? All right. Well, thank you for that. We'll get to that here in just a minute. Moving forward in the public hearing, looking for those wishing to speak for or against this proposed request. Can go to the podium, give us your name for the record. You have 3 minutes to speak. Second attempt, those wishing to offer testimony in this public hearing process. Third and final time, those wishing to speak for or against this proposed request. Seeing no one moving in that direction, we'll open it up to council for questions, comments, concerns. Anybody have anything? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor. So will they have to conform with the landscaping requirements for Highway 35?
Yes, Member Chavarria, the corridor overlay district for Main Street would be a requirement, and their proposed landscape plan does meet that.
Thank you.
Mr. Koza?
I just have a technical question, if you could go to the podium. And staff, could you put up the elevations of the building? Yeah. So when I look at this elevation, the top one, number one shows south elevation, and then the bottom one shows north. I think we've got some mislabeling done, because if this is a south version, the right side of it is facing east, which would be facing 35.
That does appear to be correct. I can get the architect to update that on their plans.
I just want to make sure that we're not putting the back end of the building.
No, you are correct, sir, yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted to make sure, because when I saw that, I was kind of like, I think we just got some things mislabeled. So as long as that's the understanding of because
I appreciate you pointing that out. We'll get that corrected for you.
The drawing on the left-hand side shows it correctly, but the elevations didn't. So I just wanted to verify we do have it orientated right. So.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Ms. Cade?
I appreciate you building a coffee shop and not a car wash. Thank you.
We got a car wash right next door for you.
So he is building a car wash. Anyway, this is a great example of redevelopment in the 35 corridor. As we all know, the Draeger building was there for 40, 50, 60 years, whatever. And so we've seen that area, redo. It's a much better look and feel. And the other thing is it's great because you've got some retail and restaurant, that type of thing out on the road, but you got your industrial and all that on the back. So that's, retail and restaurants, and those can mix with industrial if planned appropriately. So kudos to Landing Starbucks. We can't be great to see that open here soon. So with that, we will close this docketed public hearing, and we'll move to new business item number 1. Mr. Carbone, if you'd place that on the table, if you feel inclined, we can put the condition in your motion. We won't have to amend and all that.
Thank you, Mayor. Consideration possible action, approve resolution 2025-CUP 2025-0179 with the included condition that the exterior building facade shall be developed in substantial conformance with materials as depicted in facade renderings. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We've had staff report as well as opportunity for questions, comments from council. Madam Secretary, call for the vote.
Member Carbone?
Aye.
Member Chavarria?
Aye.
Member Cade?
Aye.
Member Fernandez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Byram?
Aye.
Member Koza?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
All right. With that, we'll move to new business item number 2. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. Consideration and possible action, resolution number R 2025-120. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. I believe Martin with our Community Development Department is going to handle this and the next item.
Thank you, Mr. Epperson. So going on here, the next two items are for extensions of preliminary plat approvals. This is honestly the first time in my tenure here that I've been able to bring forward this type of request. So know that we're both going through this a little, well, together, let's say that. The summary of the request, this is to add an extension of the preliminary plat approval for the Lou Tract South Section 1. Section 1 includes 73 single-family homes and 8 reserves. Originally, the Planning and Zoning Commission heard this case for approval in July 18th of 2022. They then granted extensions to allow the expiration date to come up to July 18th, 2025. And then the request for the additional year would take it to July 18th, 2026 to allow the completion of the required adjacent regional infrastructure. Staff recommends that council deny the second extension for Plat 22-63 for the following reasons. The plat does not conform to the criteria approval for a preliminary plat found in section 3.1.54 of the Unified Development Code. And this includes provisions for the adjacent regional infrastructure for County Road 100 to support the Lou Tract. As those have not been provided, the preliminary plat and infrastructure plans have not been provided for the portion of County Road 100 adjacent to the Lou Tract. And until separated by final plat, Lou Tract South is a part of the entire of the Lou Tract, which is adjacent to County Road 100. Section 3.2.1.2 discusses owner's obligations for dedication and certain improvement of public infrastructure. Through previously approved facilities impact studies, the improvements required are in the realms of roadway, water, and wastewater utilities. Section C includes Section 3.2.2.6, which discusses that when a subdivision is proposed adjacent to a substandard perimeter roadway, that the developer shall participate in the improvement of a reasonable share of the road. And then section 3.2.4.2 discusses extension of water and wastewater lines along the entire frontage of the subdivision when adjacent to a street or thoroughfare. In this instance, the subdivision is adjacent to County Road 100, and water and wastewater lines would need to be extended to the east boundary of County Road 100. Additionally, the lift station for Harkey Road is still not complete per the Engineer Design Criteria Manual, Section 4.3.30. Continuing on number 2, the phasing plan for the approved plan development addendum outlined the northern portion of Lou Tract as Phase 1 and the southern portion as Phase 2. Therefore, the required infrastructure for the northern portion, all of the County Road 100 infrastructure, was proposed to be in place before the southern portion was developed with the next phase. Should council seek to approve this resolution, staff recommends the following condition be added: that a subdivision improvement agreement shall be entered into following section 3.1.8.3 and section 3.1.8.4 for adjacent regional infrastructure. With that, Mayor, I'll pass back to you.
All right, thank you for that. We'll throw it open for questions, comments from council.
Just to be clear, basically what they're asking for is to put Phase 2 in front of Phase 1 and not have to do the infrastructure on the road.
That is 100% correct.
Okay. That's what I thought I heard you say, so I appreciate it.
But what gets them there, if I understand you correctly, well, what does get them there is if they will do the SIA, which is putting up a bond for those improvements, it releases it to move forward. Is that correct?
Correct. So the this condition that is recommended with staff's recommendation here does kind of find a middle ground of providing them a way out in order to get a standard bond in place for that 125% of the total infrastructure. It does allow them some time to be able to extend the preliminary plat, not necessarily have to go back and submit a new plat as it is the 14th and the 18th is only 4 days away, and they definitely can't submit for and have approved final plats or infrastructure plans for the utilities along County Road 100. So the two sections noted here are standard language for both the subdivision improvement agreement, which were outside of the development agreement, and the standard bonding for those improvements.
So that it's real clear, I think this is the recommendation here, is that we would do this approval with the condition.
Have they been approached with this condition?
Yes.
And they're comfortable with it?
So my understanding, and I'll defer to legal, is that we have required them to either put up a surety to get to final plat, to comply with our normal UDC regulations, or that they couldn't move forward. So this is providing that extension with the condition that they do provide that surety.
Which if they don't perform, we step in using their surety and build the road.
So to this point, they have not agreed to do what's required by the UDC.
But it gives them the option to move forward, yes or no, or we just deny it and they start over.
Well, I mean, I like the idea of trying to find a way to keep things moving, for sure, but I don't want us to end up with a development and a subpar road in the process.
Mr. Cousin?
Thank you, Mayor. Is anybody from Meritage here in the chambers? Well, I guess that looks like no. All right. I guess, this is, I think, 4 amendments into this agreement. They, took on a bad situation to begin with, which I appreciate that. But in my view, we need to have this because it's an integral part of that part of the city, and it's part of developing it. So I would be in favor for the motion with the amendment, but to me, I think Meritage needs to understand this is something that we are looking forward for this to move forward. So,
Shepard. Mr. Carbone?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to add the following condition: the subdivision improvement agreement be entered into following section 3.1.8.3 and 3.184 for the adjacent regional infrastructure as staff recommended.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to amend the motion to include the staff's recommendation of that condition. Now, any questions on the recommended amendment here? Seeing none on that, Madam Secretary, we're going to call a vote on the amended motion.
Member Carbone?
The motion
Aye.
to amend, excuse me.
Member Chavadilla?
Aye.
Member Cade?
Aye.
Member Fernandez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Byram?
Aye.
Member Koza?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
All right, so we now have an amended motion on the table. Any other questions or comments on the
Mayor?
amended motion?
Yes,
ma'am.
I'm sorry. Since they're not here to ask, if they don't want to do this,
They start over.
They shut down.
I mean, we're telling them this is what we want. We're approving this extension, which if they go and put all this in place, they can get their final plat approved. They can move forward, and then they have, the one question I did want to know, what's the time frame on whether it's a performance bond or SIA? What exactly is the time frame?
The maximum time frame allowed by those sections of the Unified Development Code regarding subdivision improvement agreements is 2 years to come to completion. So
They would have
if
to
it's
get
not
started.
completed within 2 years, the city will call whatever security they choose to put. It could be cash escrow. It could be a irrevocable letter of credit. And there's a all-out provision that says an agreement and a substantial form of security approved by the city attorney. So we have been accepting surety bonds as long as they have the appropriate language that lets us call it. If the engineer says that you haven't made substantial progress, That's what we've generally approved in the past, assuming that we can validate the security.
We're named in the bond, the whole thing?
Yes, sir. We would be a co-obligee if that's the form of security that they provide.
Good deal. I just wanted to have that on the record. It's not tomorrow, but they don't have an indefinite time period, but they do have a time period. So any other questions or comments? Any final thoughts from staff? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, we're going to vote on the amended motion.
Member Chavadilla?
Aye.
Member Cade?
Aye.
Member Fernandez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Byram?
Aye.
Member Koza?
Aye.
Member Carbone?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
All right, moving to item number 3. Mr. Byron, would you present it? It's very similar.
Mr. Mayor, consideration possible action, resolution number R2025-119. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. Very similar to the previous one. I'll just hit the highlights on this. This is for the 61 single-family lots within Section 2. Very similar, if not the same. No, they are the same approval dates. So going through, again, a recommendation of denial with the caveat that if you should seek approval, then you would add the same condition that we previously recommended with the other item. With that, Mayor, I'll pass it back to you.
All right, do we want to see the same amendment for this item?
Yep. Thank you, Mayor. I make a motion to amend to include the recommended staff condition for the subdivision improvement agreement under section 3183 and 3184. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to amend it. Any questions on the amending motion? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, we're going to vote on the amending motion.
Member Carbone?
Aye.
Member Chavadilla?
Aye.
Member Cade?
Aye.
Member Fernandez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Byram?
Aye.
Member Koza?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
So we now have an amended motion on the table. Any other questions on the amended motion? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for a vote on the amended motion.
Mayor Pro Tem Byram?
Aye.
Member Koza?
Aye.
Member Carbone?
Aye.
Member Chavadilla?
Aye.
Member Cade?
Aye.
Member Fernandez?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
All right, now we're moving. Item number 4, Ms. Kay, would you present it, please?
Thank you, Mayor. Consideration and possible action, resolution number R 2025-111. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Staff report?
Thank you, Mayor. Approximately 5 years ago, we went through a process to bid out our solid waste services, which mostly includes includes our residential garbage, our recycling, as well as our commercial solid waste as well. That after being with our provider for many, many years. After going through an extensive process of vetting companies and those bids, we did move forward and award our solid waste contract to Frontier Waste Solutions. So subsequently, in early 2021, we went through about a 9-month process of planning, communicating to our residents the transition plan, and then actually pulling the trigger on that transition plan to start that service with Frontier in October of 2021. Switching solid waste providers is probably one of the most daunting tasks I've been involved here in my many years at City of Pearland. But one of the things we put a lot of time into. But the transition, for what it was, and as large as it was switching out cart service for over 40,000 residents and dumpsters for all of our businesses. That transition went very well. And then over the past 4 years, Frontier has provided great field service as well as customer service for us. Our contract with them was an initial 5-year term with a one renewal term for an additional 5 years, which we're recommending approval of tonight. It'll be under the same terms and conditions. That includes for our residential customers 2 times a week garbage service as well as 1 time a week recycling. And we do have many of our reps from Frontier tonight and recommend approval. We'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Any questions, comments? Mr. Carbone?
Yep. I was hesitant. I mean, that was like Trent said, that was a huge change. The CEO gave probably the best speech I've heard. You should go watch it 6 years ago. You sold us beforehand, then it was an excellent speech, and you followed through. And so thank you to you and all your team. You've been a good community partner. You've executed on everything. When there are issues, you're on top of it. So I look forward to renew this and appreciate the service.
Any other questions, comments? Mr. Koza?
I would second what Tony just said, or Member Carbone.
Mr. Fernandez, were you reaching? Okay. Yeah, I just want to echo that. On the flip side, I was out there the night this was approved, and if elected, a year later, I was going to be, right here in the middle of a transition on something that I didn't even have a say-so in. And I remember having a conversation with these guys going, none of us can fail, including us. So I want to echo what was said. You guys put a lot of time and effort and energy into getting these last 5 years where you're at. The responsiveness when something's out of place is I can't ask for any better. You guys are doing it. The only thing I'm going to ask for is the next 5 years have the same energy, have the same responsiveness, have the same attitude that you've had for these 5 years, and we'll get along really well. As mentioned, our previous carrier, I think we had 32-ish years, something like that. And to be honest with you, when I was on council, my phone just didn't ring about garbage service. So, if the water turns on, the toilet flushes, and the garbage goes away, life's pretty good for most people. And, we went and changed that. So it was a little hairy, walking into it, but you guys met it. So I appreciate the time and effort, and I appreciate you guys being here tonight. That tells me we know in your minds this is a big deal. So we appreciate y'all being here. Okay.
Yes, I wanted to also thank y'all for being so active in the community and coming to our events and things like that. That's important. And thank you for the great service. I've had to call for things for some of my neighbors, and y'all have been really responsive. Some of it's been a little bit off the wall, and so thank y'all for everything you've done. I appreciate you.
All right. With that, Mr. Byron.
Yeah, I'll echo what Member Cade said. We've heard all evening prior to this meeting and whatnot about how this is a great community that comes together and take care of things, and it's always great to have business partners that actually care about the community and not just the invoice that they can send to the city. But Frontier Waste is one of those organizations. You go to Pearland Neighborhood Center, you go to different events at the park, and they're sponsoring and they're supporting. So they're giving back to the community. And anytime we have a partnership with someone like that, I want to keep it going. So appreciate y'all.
All right. Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for the vote.
Member Cade?
Aye.
Member Fernandez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Byram?
Aye.
Member Koza?
Aye.
Member Carbone?
Aye.
Member Chavadilla?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
Good deal. Thank you, guys, very much. With that, we'll move to item number 5. Mr. Fernandez, would you present that, please?
Thank you, Mayor. Consideration possible action, resolution number R2025-113. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. So this item is to update our water master plan, which was last updated in 2019. Those types of guiding documents are recommended to be updated approximately every 5 years. The water model gets updated as part of this, incorporating growth over the last several years, and then also provides guidance over our operations, maintenance, and capital expenditures for the next several years. So some of the main things that it does is it updates our water demand projections, which translates into what are our future needs for water. We calibrate the model, we validate the model, we do some existing system analysis, and just all the things we have to do so we understand our water system. When we add to our water system, we're able to model that. One of the key things this provides when we get into capital projects and expansion, it helps identify what size lines and what capacity we need. And then ultimately it guides where our water capital improvement program funds go. So over a 5-year period, that can be upwards of $200+ million So, while an expenditure to plan, it is part of of much larger expenditures to ensure we spend those dollars wisely and we spend those dollars in the right place. So we recommend tonight approving the contract with Civitas Engineering Group for the 2025 Water Master Plan update in the estimated amount of $555,434.
Sounds good. Any questions, comments, concerns from council? Mayor Pro Tem?
Trent, you and I talked offline a little bit about this particular one. I think it would be helpful for the record and for the general public to kind of explain why we do this outsourced versus in-house. It's a big ticket item, and we've got a staff and we've got water rates the way that they are. So I think it would be helpful for people to understand why we don't do this internally.
Sure. So, the modeling software itself that's used to put the model together is, it's a complex model. It takes a lot of expertise in that arena. And while we've got great engineers on our staff, they're not doing that every day. And this brings those subject matter experts that do this kind of modeling and this kind of water master planning work every day to help us plan for our ultimate water system. It's availing ourselves to those expertise as opposed to trying to stand up that kind of software and that kind of expertise in-house that, we may not need on a day-to-day basis once the model is updated. And so it's really one of those services that makes a lot of sense to outsource and bring in those experts.
Thank you for that.
All right, Ms. Chavarria.
Thank you, Mayor. So have we worked with this company in the past?
Yes, so Civitas has, I believe, done our last two water model updates. And they've already got the model, they've got the basis of how it works, and this is the 5-year update to it. And then we work with them in between those updates anytime we have a major project that we need to analyze the system for, whether we have capacity or how we get that capacity provided for that area.
Mr. Koza?
Thank you. Could someone from Civitas go to the podium, please?
Hi, I'm Sunil Komineni, President of Civitas Engineering Group, also a proud resident of Pearland, been a resident for 20 plus years. And as Mr. Epperson pointed out, we have done your previous master plan update as well.
All right, thank you. That was one of the questions that I did want to ask. In this description, it says estimated. If you're familiar with our system and you've done 2 updates for us, why is the word estimated and we don't have a firm dollar amount saying, we've done this before, here's what it's going to be?
If I understand the question correctly, are you asking if the fee is firm?
Well, either is it firm or this description says estimated, so.
So I think I maybe can clear that up. So their proposed fee is for the basic scope of work is a not to exceed fee of that amount. And there's a level of effort that is attached to that. So we, check the invoices versus that level of effort. So I think the way that was written in our resolution that we write maybe just establishes that would be the maximum amount of that fee.
Okay, that's what when I saw estimated, because I was going to ask, well, what's the above estimated? I mean, to me, that's open-ended. So I appreciate your comment and clarification. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for the vote.
Member Fernandez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Byram?
Aye.
Member Koza?
Aye.
Member Carbone?
Aye.
Member Chavarria?
Aye.
Member Cade?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
All right. Thank you guys for being here tonight. With that, we'll move to item number 6. Mr. Koza, would you present that, please?
Yes, Mayor. Consideration, possible action, resolution number R2025-107. So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an award of a construction contract to build the Alice Street Water Plant operations building. This project was identified after multiple emergency responses, including the winter storms, as well as, I believe it was Harvey, where our water operations teams, our personnel that are out in the field, ensuring that the water system continues to operate during those emergencies, were housed in, I'll just say, in less than desirable accommodations throughout those events. So we identified that need. In addition, it provides a day-to-day operations building for those folks, replacing some manufactured housing we repurposed for those operations on a day-to-day basis. So it does provide the day-to-day. It also is a hardened facility, so it is available for use throughout emergency response as well. And then we coupled with bidding out the operations building with the rehab work necessary at the McLean water plant that we had previously bid out, that we had rejected based on the bids coming in over. And that project brings the McLean water production facility to our current standards and addresses some of the end-of-life infrastructure that was identified in when we did in 2018, we did a water facility assessment. And we've been going through the process of the prioritized projects in that, rehabbing those water facilities in the subsequent years, and now we're to the McLean project. So we recommend award to Telpson Builders for the combined expenditure between the two projects of a little over $6.3 million. Thank you.
All right. Any questions, comments from council?
Just for the record and the general public, can we put the agenda item up so people can see what the Alice plant currently looks like versus the work that we're going to do?
Plant, where they stay.
Or where they office out of. Right. When we talk about needing a hardened facility to be able to operate in the wake of storms.
There you go.
Yeah. So this is what our public works people are operating out of currently, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The water operations team, yes.
While we've got randomly snow on the ground, that's where they're working. And when we have hurricanes going, that's where they're working.
Well, we pull them out of there when we have a hurricane.
Appreciate that. I'm sure they appreciate that too. So, well, but it's gone now. But I just,
it looks like it got its useful life.
I would say so. Yeah. So just people understand why we're looking at spending the kind of money we're looking to spend. This is critical infrastructure for our community, and we need to be able to operate it effectively and put our people in good working conditions. To me, that's more important than the infrastructure, that our people have a good place to work. So I'm glad we're bringing this to the table. And below budget, even better.
So that's current, like what, for the $4.4 million, what's the scope? Like what are we getting for the money?
So I think, yeah, we've got it in the packet. I'm going to see if it's got a.
Yeah, but how many square foot? I didn't see that on there.
We have someone that's got square footage readily available.
Can you make your way to the podium, please, sir? If you would, state your name for the record before adding your comments. Appreciate it.
Ryan Mahoney, Telpson Builders. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's just a little over 5,500 square feet, tilt wall construction.
Okay. And so that comes out to about $800 per foot for construction. And
it's not just the building, it's the parking lot, the utility upgrades. There's a lot there, and then you have a small square footage, so.
Okay. That just, it seems high, and we've done that little calculation before with fire stations, and I think it came in at $750 a foot. I don't know. I'm not in construction, but I just that seems high compared to life. $800 a foot. Is that Byron and?
Yeah. What's your? I mean, you said it averages out to $800 a foot when you add in all your undergrounds, you add in your parking, your landscaping, your lighting, your demo, all of that kind of stuff. So what's your actual per square foot on the facility itself, not all your exterior work?
I'd have to get back to you on that because I don't know the breakdown of the building versus the footage. But I will tell you this, we priced this job to win it. We went out to the open market. We got multiple bids for every scope of work. We picked the best value for every one of those scopes of work, and we put together the pricing to win this job. We didn't just price it to price it. So I'm proud of the number that we put together. It does seem a little high, but in this economy, in this time, things just taste higher than they probably should be. We did price this out. We did get multiple bids for every scope. So I feel comfortable with the number we supplied.
Is this a guaranteed maximum?
Yes, it is.
And I do think one of the things we see in these, just like we do in fire stations, is we're building these. I think our standard's 140 mile an hour for that hardened facility, much like we built the public safety building and our other critical facilities. So I know that drives the cost a lot as well.
Correct. And this was 149 miles per hour.
Thanks for being here.
All right, any other questions, comments? Ms. Cade?
Thank you, Mayor. And there's somebody does an office here every day, or do they?
No, they will.
Do they?
They do, and they will. Yes.
Currently do, and they will continue.
Well, I had another question, but you threw me with that answer. I did not think someone was there
People
every day.
actually work there.
How many people work there?
Well, if Julian or David can help answer that. How many people are in water production that will be utilizing this facility? So of course, we've got people that work in water production. This will be their home base. A lot of them are also out at all the other plants and water wells, but how many people will this actually house?
Currently, we have, I believe, 20 FTEs that would be using the facility, and we're projected to have 25.
Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
I mean, I will say to Member Carbone's point, yes, I am in construction, and we haven't seen costs come down on anything for a while. The market is very, very difficult right now, and yeah, it's higher than I'd like it to be. But I don't think I'd like to have seen it broken down by the actual square footage versus all the extra stuff, because that's the way. That's my phone. Sorry, my dad. I'll call him back. As we usually price things by the square footage of what's actually under HVAC. That's what I'm used to seeing. And so when you add in all that other kind of stuff, it does run your per square foot price up. So I'd like to see it that way. If you wouldn't mind sending us that anyway, I would appreciate seeing that.
All right. Any other questions, comments? Mr. Fernandez?
Trent, just one question. How old is the current facility that we're currently in?
Julian?
I would say approximately, I came here in 2008. We got that building around 2009.
Okay, thank you.
And it was used at the time?
Yes, sir. It was part of, yes, sir. It was used when we picked it up.
I think it was a contractor leave behind. They used it on a construction job and didn't want it anymore. So
Wouldn't have survived the move.
they moved into it.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think it would have survived the move. So, any other questions, comments? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for the vote.
Member Koza?
Aye.
Member Carbone?
Aye.
Member Chavadilla?
Aye.
Member Cade?
Aye.
Member Fernandez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Byro?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
All right, with that, we'll move to item number 7. Mr. Carbone, if you would present it, please.
Yep, thank you, Mayor. Consideration and possible action, resolution R 2025-105, so moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a construction contract for the replacement of the water lines within the Green Tea subdivision. We bid this out. We got several bids, and recommending the award to the low bidder, Underground Construction Solutions. Most of this, this is in a neighborhood. We're aware, of the impact we can have on neighborhoods. The work is designed and planned to mostly be trenchless construction, but we will have to disrupt the neighborhood to some extent. But that's been taken into account as we move forward. We'll be coordinating with the HOA and the residents as we impact those properties. So with that, we recommend award to Underground Construction Solutions, just a little bit over $2.8 million. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Any questions, comments, concerns from council? Mr. Carbone?
Yep. So, I mean, you're going to go replace water lines, extra truck traffic, you're going to tear up some roads even more. Where are we at for road reconstruction?
So we'll make any repairs necessary with the budgets we have. We're fairly limited in what we have for actual concrete repairs. So, a lot of what we have to do temporarily is with asphalt. We do not have a capital project that's funded at this point to replace the streets in Green Tea, but do see that as one of the highest priorities for a potential future bond package for the neighborhood reconstruction program that we've done in the past. So I think if we were to put a time frame on that, we would be looking probably in the 2028 time frame for our next bond package, and that would be a priority on the roadway side of things.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Mr. Koza?
Thank you. I'd just like to reiterate on the road aspect, situation they're in right now. My memory serves me correctly. It got a 62 or 64 on our PCI, so that would be appreciated if we can get that in our next bond package.
Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for the vote.
Member Carbone?
Aye.
Member Chavadilla?
Aye.
Member Cade?
Aye.
Member Fernandez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Byram?
Aye.
Member Koza?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
All right, thank you for that. With that, moving forward in our agenda, other business, there were none. Mayor council issues for city council discussion, there were no items tonight. With that, we'll move to adjournment at 7:44. Darren.